Hello, this is Ennis from Never Stop Trucking. We're talking about whether dispatching is a stressful job or not. I have seen some comments on the channel about this being a very stressful job and not worth it, not worth the money, especially nowadays because the markets are not that great. And to some extent, the people that left those comments are right. In my opinion, any job out there is either stressful or hard or very exhausting. No job is easy, whether you're driving or dispatching or even being in accounting as far as trucking goes. Even in other professions, whatever you're doing, there is always something that's not that great about that job. In my opinion, what matters is whether you like the job or not. So, whatever you do in life, if you like it, then you will make some sacrifices. You liking the job is going to be making it easier for you to perform that job. In my case, I like dispatching. I like being in trucking business. I don't like driving that much, and the only reason why I don't like driving, especially over the road, is because I'm away from home, from my family. But driving locally, I wouldn't mind doing that. In the trucking business, there is a lot of stress, and everyone knows that. If you are doing something for yourself, if you're self-employed, no matter in what kind of business you are, there is always going to be stress with your customers, with employees, invoices, being responsible. You have to fulfill your promises and do your job correctly. And if you don't do something the way you're supposed to, people will ask you about that and you will have to answer for that. And it's same in dispatching. If you don't find good loads, if you don't treat drivers well, then of course you're going to have a problem. Now, in bad markets, it's much harder to find a load, and drivers will be pressuring you to find best loads for them, and that can be stressful. But it all comes with your attitude. If you make it stressful for you, of course it's going to be that way. When you start looking for loads and you realize that there are no loads and the drivers are calling you and asking you, if you freak out and if you start to panic, then of course it's going to be stressful. You go to a load board, there is only 5 loads there, and out of those 5 loads, none of them will match what your driver wants, and of course it's going to put a lot of stress on you. But keep in mind that you have all day to find a load, and then something will eventually pop up, and it just depends on your techniques. Sometimes if I don't have a load for a driver, I would email the brokers that I previously worked with similar lanes. I would go to their websites, to brokers' websites. I would go to DAT load board or whatever else you're using, like Truckstop or 123 load board, and just have them all open and keep calling loads. And that's what you have to do. And then sometimes drivers will have a situation where they need your help. Like they need a load number or a pickup number and you don't have it. You call the broker is not answering, or broker cancels the load. Of course, that's gonna produce stress, but it's part of the industry and it will happen every day. So if your mindset is like that every day is a struggle and you're like, oh, here we go again, it just keeps happening, then it's time for you to change something. It's either time for vacation or to get some rest. But the minute you change your mindset, it's going to become much easier for you. And I see a lot of people commenting on my videos saying like, hey, everyone is saying how this job is so stressful and you seem to be so relaxed. And it all depends on the person. It all depends also on your attitude. It also depends on how many trucks you're working with. In big companies, if you have a dispatcher that works with like 10, 15 trucks, then they are not going to be as relaxed as I am, because I don't usually work with that many trucks. I have other people that help me, and to me, I think 5 or 6, maybe 7 trucks. That's enough. You know, it's enough trucks for me to work with, and because I have to deal with other things such as accounting and invoicing and maintenance for my trucks, fuel, all that. I have to deal with all that. But if you organize your day, then it's going to be much easier. For example, if you start earlier, then you can finish so many things earlier in the day, and the rest of the day is going to be much easier for you and much more relaxed. So if you usually start at 8 a.m., why not start at 6:30 or 7 a.m.? That way you can be ahead of the game. Or even at night when you get home, if you need to finish some paperwork, maybe even look for some loads in the afternoon or in the evening. That will make your day much easier. And then I will make a video about that, how to organize your day as a dispatcher to make it less stressful for you. But the answer to this question, as you can see here on the screen, is dispatching a stressful job? The answer is yes, but every other job is stressful. If you're a doctor, you're gonna be under a lot of stress. If you're a driver, same thing. If you're fixing things, same thing. If you are a teacher, it's going to be stressful. The thing you need to work on is your mindset. And then if you change your mindset, if you make yourself think that the job is not stressful, it's going to be much easier. And we're going to talk about organizing your day, which will make it easier for you. So if you are thinking about starting a dispatching career, I don't think of the fact that this is a stressful job should prevent you from doing that, because anything you do in life, is not going to be easy, especially if you work for yourself. But that's the difference between working for someone and working for yourself, is that you have much more freedom. When you work for yourself, you can potentially make more money. You don't have a boss, and then you can also work from home. But if you work for someone else, it might be less stress, but then you are tied up to that job. You have a boss, you have to ask your boss about everything, and it all depends on what kind of person you are. So thanks for watching. Come back for more. I'll see you guys around.